We want to start off with a reminder that we are not doctors. Before you make any changes or try something new, always consult with your doctor and medical team first. Chronic illness can vary from patient to patient, so it's always best to consult with your own doctor for what is best for you. Welcome to I Be Determined. I'm your host, Michelle Harvey.
And I'm also your host, Mason Harvey.
And Mason has
Crohn's disease.
And I'm his mom.
And he's a caregiver.
I'm the caregiver. So today we're going to talk about something a little different. This is just going to be kind of like story time. And some of you may know about what we're going to talk about, and some of you may have not heard about these. But yesterday we did a celebration to the end of our snack beverage drive for the San Diego
Blood Bank. And gifting little, not gifting, but like giving out little cookies and snacks and little treats to those who donated. Because we're thankful for people who donate.
And we had Santa here to take pictures as a thank you.
It was so cool. It was actually really cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had Christmas music, so it's kind of like a party in our driveway. And a lot of neighbors came, a lot of friends, family. It was a lot of fun. And
like the hot chocolates and
Mason was the bartender.
It was really fun.
It was really cool. And so one of the things we did yesterday too is we sold our Karmatude candles. And we'll do these pop-up shows in our driveway, and these benefit the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. So we have the candles that did the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, and then we had the snack and beverage drive that benefited
the blood bank.
Yeah. And so kind of made us think, we haven't talked to you guys about the Karmatude candles really yet. And so we thought we'd maybe go into the story on how they came to be, what they are,
how they became Karmatude Candles.
Yeah, the original story of these fun candles.
These beautiful smelling candles that you should totally buy.
Yeah, good.
Sponsor segment.
And yeah, we're sponsoring our own segment. And it works. Yeah,
it works. We don't have any sponsors, so we just sponsor ourselves.
So we're going to start with the story of how candles even came to mind for anything, because we had never made candles.
Yeah, we never thought of making candles.
We like to burn candles.
Yeah, we like to burn candles. That was for sure.
We enjoyed candles, and that was something Mason had always enjoyed, even as a child. He liked to
Yankee candles.
Yeah, that was his
buying candles for the different holidays. It was always so fun.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with a road trip that we took in 2019.
One of the last road trips, actually.
Yeah, one of our last road trips.
Before COVID hit and before I got hospitalized.
Yeah, and before we were dealing with less time frames
and being immunocompromised.
Yeah. And so hopefully we'll get to do that again. But
someday, fingers crossed.
But we didn't know when we went on this, we didn't know it was going to be our last road trip for quite a while. But we used to always do these. So we used to always have a good time and drive all over the place, go to national parks. So this time, though, it was me. At the time, Mason was learning about the Oregon Trail. So we went to
the Oregon Trail and different spots along the Oregon Trail. It was really fun because you got to learn while like exploring. So it was history on the road, basically. It was really fun. So anyways, we took a trip to Oregon City.
In Oregon.
I
bet you're going to guess that.
Yeah, and Oregon City is in Oregon.
In case you didn't know that. Yeah.
And so we took on the trip, we hit the end of the Oregon Trail, which was the end of the Oregon Trail Visitor Center, which was a very cool place. They had a bunch of facts about the Oregon Trail, and some of the wagons and all these different cool things you could see. You could see the hide and all stuff,
Yeah, like they had like a general store set up even, so you could see like where they shopped and what it would have looked like, and it was a really cool center.
A stuffed bull oxen pulling a wagon, but it was full sized and it was like a prop. It was really cool looking. So anyways,
it was an incredible center. Cool place.
Yeah, very cool place.
Yes. Yeah, so, but one of the activities they had there, one of the, I think it was a docent would be the proper name, who worked there, volunteered. Yeah, she had asked if Mason would be interested in making a candle.
And I was like, why not? Seems fun.
Yeah.
So anyways, what the way you do is you grab a wick and you dip the wick into wax.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pull the wick out of the wax, which is liquid wax. And then you dip that wick that's covered in liquid wax into cold water, which cools it, making a layer of solid wax around the candle. And you repeat this process until you get like a tall candelabra.
Right. You just keep going back and forth. And that's how they would.
That's how they did it on the Oregon Trail. That's not how we do it. But
right.
and
I'm sure it was a little different than how they do it, but it was the basic idea of how they made candles. It was.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
It was fun. Yeah, it wasn't like you were making it for like standards of selling it. It was just for survival back then. It was just
they didn't care about the money. They just wanted to live, because that was a big deal.
Light was important.
Yeah, getting to Oregon.
Yeah,
and
so
surviving.
It was kind of a fun activity. Mason got to keep the candle, and
we still have it.
We do, and we're just kind of didn't really think much of it until about a month after that, which was around October of 2019. We were going to have a Good Karma stand because we had just done a drive, which either we did toiletries or food, whatever they needed the most. We would do these drives twice a year. So we had done a drive for the Ronald McDonald House,
which that was the original little donation thing.
Yeah. So Mason got into the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah.
Probably when you're around 7 years old is when you decided to start donating and getting the community involved. Yeah. And he would get carloads full of stuff and we would take it down there. We would collect over a couple weeks. And so we would hold the Good Karma stands afterwards, as the way Mason said, a way to say thank you.
And give them treats or whatever we had at the
homemade
time.
treats. We would make something,
everything custom
and serve the community and invite them to stop by on a certain day and time and pick out whatever they wanted as a thank you for donating.
Yeah.
And so we kind of had the idea. We're like, it'd be cool to be able to fundraise for the Ronald McDonald House. And so what if we made a product that we could put out there and not put a price on it, but ask people just to donate whatever they wanted. And we decided to make
candles.
And
but were those candles called?
They were called Mason's Good Karma Candles at the time because of Good Karma and the Good Karma stand. And
the original name.
Even the little logo that I came up with, that I just drew it quickly because we needed something, and that looked like a replica of the Good Karma stand, kind of.
It's a mini drawing of the Good Karma stand.
Yeah, and so that's it. That's how it originated. The candles started, and so we sold out at the Good Karma stand, and everyone donated whatever they could, and we raised a lot of funds for the Ronald McDonald House. We decided afterwards we changed the name, which we'll go into a little bit later, but they're no longer called Mason's Good Karma Candles. No. They are now known as
Karmatude Candles.
Which we'll explain in just a little bit. But that's what they're now known as. So yesterday we managed to sell some candles. We managed to raise a lot of funds, get a lot of donations. So just want to throw in there that I think was a really good success. Yeah. And we're so thankful to everybody who donated
and tipped and gave money and bought candles. And
it was a really cool day.
If you donated and you're watching this, thank you.
Thank you so much. It all adds up. And it was so fun. We kept getting the Amazon delivery person would be at our door constantly. We kept getting stuff delivered.
It was so cool. Like, oh, what do we get this time? And
it was like Christmas.
It was Christmas, but the gifts aren't for you, but it's even better because they're helping other people.
Exactly. It was fun.
They're encouraging other people to help others.
And so we're going to go drop those off. Hopefully Tuesday, Mason will be getting his infusion at Rady Children's. So after that, we will head in and take everything in so that they can use it for all the donors as a thank you. So
it'll be really fun.
Yeah. Pretty cool feeling having all of you guys and having community involved and being a part of something like that. So with that said, let's talk about, now how the candles started so we sold out basically at that first Good Karma stand, and that was going to be kind of it. Like, maybe we'll do this
and then we're just going to stop.
Like we'll do this for another Good Karma stand, and then that's it. And then Mason had kind of talked to me about like running a business, or because I
a candle business.
I've had a business. I've run my own business for several years.
She's very good at
it. And thank you. I try. And so he's watched that, and I thought, that would be a cool experience for him to learn how to run a small business. He was 10 at the time, and I think any child is capable of being a part of this, even at younger ages. He was a part of my other business since he was a few weeks old, so he's always worked alongside me. He's learned, but this would be something that was a different product and something he could be involved in and
have fun doing it.
Right, and have fun. And so that was kind of the thing. Like the candles were like, that was pretty fun. We really enjoyed that. It was something that was a cool experience and something that we thought would be neat to use as a fundraiser as well. So we thought, why don't we turn this into a business? Mason can learn how to run a business, and we can use part of the proceeds from the candles to benefit the Ronald McDonald House.
Donate a little when the price you pay, the percent, some of the little percent gets donated to
with every single candle.
Yeah, with every single candle, that
percentage of that profit goes back to the Ronald McDonald House. And we thought that would be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. And so
we did.
That was right around the beginning of 2020, which everyone knows was a fun year. It's a challenging year for a lot of reasons. So we're like, all right, let's start a business. And, a lot of the business, it took a lot of research as well, because we're like, if we're going to sell a product, we want it to be a good product.
Yeah, we want it to be like not cheap. We want it to be special. We want people to be like, oh, this is a really good candle. And we want them to come back for more. Yep. And so when they buy it, we get more proceeds go to the Ronald McDonald House, which is now Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
And so at the time we were thinking, okay, we have to, we were also concerned about people that might have allergies or sensitivities, because some people, they will get migraines from different scents, and some candles are more dangerous to burn. I mean, a lot of you out there have read things about the dangers of, the scents,
burning a candle.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, we want to create something that is good for everybody, that anyone can enjoy in the safest way possible. Burning. Yeah. So that was part of our research too. So you need something that was, first of all, a really good product, smelled really good, it had to be good
for anyone to use,
and safe. And those were our criteria for creating the candle. And, of course, price point was important, because it's very difficult to be a small business and compete with big box stores or compete with
candles. Shout out to them.
Yeah, because they're able to, order at discounts and different rates that we're just not able to. And so we knew we had to have a superior product to maybe what they had, so that there was value to what you're getting. So that's where, we'll talk about later, where wax becomes important as well. There's a little bit of differences, and we'll go into that. We had to research the kind of wax to use, the kind of oils, wicks, shipping, even like shipping boxes, shipping companies that we would use, so we could find the best rates, so we could ship these worldwide. And
possible.
And and
without breaking them.
Yeah, and at a good price, because part of the deal is, there's places like Amazon you can order and it's free shipping. And for someone like us, a lot of small businesses, we have to charge shipping. And so that inflates the price for consumers as well. So we tried to find the best rates and best company to get things to people quickly and keep it financially within a budget for most people. And the other thing was so we had the logo, which we talked about earlier.
She drew.
Where it came from. And then the labels,
which
Mason draws.
Yeah.
So it was custom. Like, okay, so every single label would be created by Mason.
Yeah.
And so we would kind of go over what scent it was, like what all of the elements were in it.
Scent,
yeah,
what it smells like, all that stuff, how it makes you feel, So I'd implement all those little things into a candle,
We have sitting here, we have some examples which we're about to show you, so we can show exactly what we're talking about. But the other thing with this, because these candles, part of the proceeds were going to the Ronald McDonald House. But part of them were, and they still are going to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, but at the time it was the Ronald McDonald House. It was also difficult because our profit margins were going to be smaller from the beginning, because we weren't keeping 100% of the profit, and we were going to be donating that. And so we didn't want to overprice them to account for that. We decided to price them competitively, or even underpriced compared to similar businesses like our structure. And we thought we could make sure we were priced around at least the same, or if not less, and then we could still make those donations. We thought we might be able to sell more candles and be able to make more donations that way, but our profit margins would be smaller.
Yeah, smaller.
Which we were okay with. That was part of the deal. It's part of the reason why there is so much, good karma in each candle.
helping make some
Right.
money. Yeah.
Right. So there is an element where it is nice to have a business that's profitable because you have to have profits in business in order to purchase more supplies. Because if we don't profit, if we don't
That
have
pays
any,
itself.
yeah, we can't continue the business. So you have to make a certain amount, like Mason learned. Every candle is a certain structure with we make this much per candle, and then we can buy more supplies. We can buy more to make other candles. So that's the business feeds the business. And that was kind of like, part of the lesson. But that's running a business is a whole different lesson. But
You do a whole nother show about that.
yeah, but it was important that we had all of these elements in the candles. Yeah. With that, I guess let's talk about what makes our candles special.
So special.
Part of what we were talking about earlier was they were called Mason's Good Karma candles because we had the Good Karma stand. It was all about karma and putting out there what you'd like to receive back. It also turns out that everybody seemed to really think this was a cool name for candles. Yeah. And we thought, what could we do to make this more custom to us, not maybe so generic, because there was so many other companies with this name. We wanted to stand out.
Yeah.
And so we thought and came up with a word that kind of encompassed everything, like a word that expressed the attitude of putting out into the world what you'd like to see more of or receive. And, kindness, whatever that might be.
Joy.
Yeah, all these things that we need more of. And so I thought it's like an attitude of
karma.
Right.
So
kind of like the
karma,
attitude. But,
attitude, karmatude.
Right.
You
So
put those two words together.
And some people thought it was cool. Others were like, oh no, we like Good Karma candles.
So you have a better idea?
So we're like, is more custom to us. We did like the other name, but we think this one. Yeah, it was just too common. And it's like, no,
many
because
people have Karmatude.
We thought let's do this. And so we have still says Mason's Karmatude candles on the label, kind of like the throwback to where we started. So you can see that's our
like. This is a little Good Karma stand.
Yeah, so that's
the Karmatude stand now.
So that's what our logo looks like. We started off using soy wax in the candles, and we ended up making a switch. So now we use coconut soy wax.
Coconut soy wax.
We want to find something that would burn even longer and give you more value for your money. If we're going to ask you to pay certain prices,
we want it to last.
We want something to last. We want you to get your money out of it. So as opposed to buying a cheaper candle that you're going to burn through more quickly, we wanted something that would give you more value and you could enjoy for a longer period of time.
You get a bang for your buck.
Yep, exactly. And so coconut soy wax was an improvement. Coconut soy wax is also more expensive than regular soy wax. So again, another business lesson. We had to make a decision because it's like, do we raise our prices to accommodate for
better wax?
And it was like, no, let's keep our prices where they're at and continue just to offer a product we feel good about, because that's what it's about. Yeah. Not maybe the most financially smart decision, but we felt it was the best decision for us, is just to keep prices the same and give you a better product. So it's a win-win for all you guys out there. So it's coconut soy wax and a lot of cheaper candles, because I know, and there's a lot of places out there, and
they're still good though.
We did buy some of those before, because it's like, oh cool, a candle for $5. And it's like, wow, that's a good deal. Thing is, they are not made with the same kind of wax. A lot of them have paraffin base. Usually the cheaper the candle that is used with paraffin wax. It's just a cheaper wax to use.
Might I add, coconut wax supposedly burns cleaner than normal wax.
Yeah, and it does.
It does.
And so does soy wax. So when you combine coconut with the soy you still have a good
clean burn.
Right. And because there's a lot of properties with soy wax we liked, and that's why we decided to keep that and also bring in the coconut wax, so we could bring in the best of both. I'm not a scientist. This is just what I have heard, just like probably some of you reading articles. But I do know with the coconut soy wax that it's better for people who have allergies or asthma, and it doesn't emit the same toxic substances. So in our studies, because we're not the experts,
we're not scientists,
right? We rely on the experts and read up on all of this and research it for you so we can make good decisions.
And studied for your safety.
We're also trying to keep you safe. We don't want you burning something in your home with your family, your pets, and everything that could be dangerous. So so we just do the best research we can to find a product that we feel comfortable creating. It burns at a slower rate.
Which is good.
So,
You don't
which is
want
good.
to lose your candle in like
Mhm.
half an hour.
Yeah, and we've had power outages before where we were
Yeah.
very thankful we had some good candles on
They
hand.
last quite a while.
Yep. And the other thing that we wanted was something that was eco-friendly and sustainable. And coconut soy wax is a sustainable product. It comes from natural
Natural
sources.
sources.
Coconut oil is something that is easily replenished. So coconut soy wax is a good product if you want something eco-friendly.
It's not good. It's not only good for you, it's good for the environment.
Right. And that was important to us too. Because again, if we're selling you something that's all about Karmatude, we better make sure it is
It's
good.
good.
Right. We're not selling you some bad karma with these candles. That's not the idea.
There's no % of bad karma in these candles, so you should feel safe buying them.
Right. And paraffin is a petroleum product, so that is not as eco-friendly, and that is something you do find in a lot of other candles. So it's important to look and see what you're buying. There's other good candles out there, and they might be
We're not the only good ones.
right. And so it's just important for you guys to do your own research and educate yourselves and read the labels on what you're buying and really know before you say, wow, I'm going to save a couple dollars. Well, for saving a couple dollars, what are you putting into your environment? So I think it's important for you to know. I didn't know really much about that before we got involved in candles.
That's
And
okay if you didn't know.
right.
We didn't know either.
Right. We didn't.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, but now I do. And the other thing is a lot of people always ask us, it's like, okay, how do you get the scent in there? It's incredible. It smells just like we have vanilla candy cane here. We have pumpkin latte. Yeah. And they're like, how do you do that? It's like, well, obviously we don't put real candy canes into our candy cane.
You just grind them up and put them in there, that's how it works.
Can't do things that are dangerous or don't make sense either. So we had to find a fragrance that was something that was high quality. We wanted a high quality fragrance, something that would be clean scent, which is free from harmful toxins. That was extremely important. Also something that's cruelty free. That's not tested on animals. We didn't want any fragrances that they had used on animals.
No harm.
And right, no harm from there. The wax we use, it is vegan because it's like beeswax is not vegan.
No.
And I mean, maybe you're okay with that, but we wanted to find something that was gluten-free, vegan, and so phthalates are something that some people say can cause cancer or are
which
harmful.
Is not good.
No, and we also again don't want that in our candles. So if whether it's true or not, it didn't matter. So we just wanted don't want to
safe.
Yeah,
better safe than sorry.
Yeah. So we just thought, all right, we want something that's also phthalate free. Something that someone else has asked, a couple people have asked is, are there essential oils? Do you use those? And so the answer to that too is essential oils can also be toxic. So just because it is a natural oil like that, or it's more pure, and anything at a higher temperature being burned can be bad, can turn toxic. So essential oils aren't always just the answer. You can't just dump them into wax. That's not going to work. So we do incorporate essential oils with fragrances that have been approved for candle making.
Make sure they're approved.
Yeah. So we do. So yes, the answer signs, we do have essential oils depending on what we're doing. We do have some in there, but they're a blend and they are made for candles. And our fragrances we use are very pricey. And that's actually where the biggest expense in the entire candle making process comes in. You'd think it was like the glass or the, all that, but it's really, it's the fragrance. Smell. Yeah. And you can buy more inexpensive ones. A lot of people have fun making candles at home and just don't worry about, they buy a scent somewhere, they don't worry about it. But for us, we need something that we can rely on and order all the time and have it available year round, have it be the quality we want, and also be able to know and anticipate the price. And so we know how to structure our prices for these. So yeah. So the price is definitely worth it though for us to pay for a higher end fragrance for you guys. So everything about the candle is a quality product. Yeah. And so we're going to now talk about, the containers, some of the jars we use. And again, we have to have a supplier that is at a price point that we can afford to sell them to you guys at.
Yeah.
So
the candles, the jars we use, which is funny, my name is Mason, and we use mason jars.
Yes. So the mason jars were something that we thought would be kind of funny because it is
Right,
Mason's
Mason,
name.
they're Mason.
Yeah, but they're also cool
Karmatude
jars.
Candles, you know, and they're really cool. They're really cool jars. They have a nice little architecture.
So that's our 8-ounce jars we use for the most part. Sometimes throughout the year we'll do something different, but we have a standard jar for 8-ounce, and that is our Mason jar. Yeah, and then we have a 14-ounce. We have a larger candle,
which would look like this, which is a Christmas one. It's red. And, look, we have a green one too.
Green.
Yeah.
And like we showed earlier, we have white,
clear one.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
We can
different little jars.
Yeah, and different like this one. You can see this one is a cork lid, and these ones are the wooden
tops
lids on these. Yeah, so we can mix those up. So this is one of our favorite new containers. It's like, I think it's one of the best candles.
They're very clean and pristine.
I love them. And then we did something else. We have something called our road trip line. And again, since road trips kind of started the whole candle thing, you know, and we love road trips, we have a whole line of our just the California road trip line. So it's our favorite, some of our favorite places in California,
like Yosemite, the Redwoods,
Lake Tahoe,
all those great places.
Yeah, so they're a lot of fun and they're very popular. But we just redid the jars because we've gone through several different jars for these. We start with tins. We had different color, like regular straight-sided jars. And then we've arrived at this one. This is our most favorite.
It's a recycled jar.
Which is recycled glass. Yeah. So it's
rough cork top, which looks really nice and like retro.
Yeah.
It's a pretty blue, light blue, like
it's like you can barely tell, but it's got a little hint.
The camera doesn't do justice for this blue, but in real life it's beautiful.
Yeah. And that's their clear. That is their clear, but it has that, because it's recycled glass, it has like that light hint of bluish green. So that one's a really cool candle. So all of our road trip line has the recycled glass. The recycled glass is very expensive, and
that's why we only do it for the
it's why it stays with this line, and it also, it's kind of cool just to give it its own look. So that way when you see the candles, you know right away that's the road trip line, because we have so many in it. So cost was important to us for many reasons, because we wanted to provide a candle that was affordable, but also
affordable for consumers,
right, but a high quality. We didn't want to cheap out on, you know, some people probably cheap out on the quality of the candle and overcharge you for them to make a bigger profit. And
which isn't right.
No, I mean, that's not how we feel. And I know a lot of people out there who run a business. That's how you run businesses and make money. We're in it for different reasons. So we have a different purpose behind it. One of the things we're going to talk about, because these bring us a lot of joy, just making these candles. And I think that's kind of cool too.
Labels. It's really
like I'll show you.
Yeah, show them some of of these labels.
Like here's one of his labels. We have, you can show that
Christmas,
one. It's a candy cane one. And we have like the San Diego one. So we have a bunch that are, everything is special, and we just hope you get that feeling with the candle and you're burning it, that there's a lot of love in these candles
going into these,
and
karma,
good karma in these candles. So that's the hope, is that we bring that into your home with each of these candles. And we started with Ronald McDonald House, and like we mentioned, beginning of 2020 is about when we turned this into a business. When we found out Mason had Crohn's disease in June of that same year, we made a decision to change from the Ronald McDonald House to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Yeah.
At the time, I was like, we need a cure for Crohn's disease. I don't like that there isn't a cure for Crohn's disease. We need a cure for it. And I want to like raise donations so we can find a cure.
He was very upset about it. And he's like, how can we change things? So I was like, all right, let's go ahead and do it. Let's
switch into the Crohn's
and Colitis Foundation. So, and that's where we're at now, and that's where we're going to stay. And it's still like, we could still do drives if we want to for the Ronald McDonald House. That's right. So it's not like it's still a great foundation. We are highly supportive.
Great people work there.
Yes, but we also saw a lack of funding and attention that was not being drawn to Crohn's disease. So when you buy one of these, that's the other cool part, is you are helping to hopefully find a cure, better treatments, research, sending kids to camp, and raising awareness is a big deal. On the back of each candle, this is probably easier to see. On the back of each candle, we do have a sticker that will show you that 15% of the proceeds go to
the
the
Crohn
Crohn's and
Colitis
Colitis Foundation. And we do that with the sale of every candle product. We have reed diffusers we also make. And so it doesn't matter whether it's a candle
or a reed diffuser or a melt. All the proceeds go to the Crohn and Colitis Foundation.
So we plan to stay dedicated to helping raise funds with these candles as long as we're able to. And this time of year, we have a lot available. We have a lot of holiday candles. We sell year round, though. Our website is karmatudecandles.com, and you can go on there and it'll take you to a Shopify website. So you can order these online. You can also follow us on Instagram. Actually, we have a separate account for Karmatude Candles, and you can message me through there or comment. And even on Facebook, we have a group for Karmatude Candles, and we'll set it up. So if you live local, you're in the San Diego area, and you want to pick these up, we can set that up too. So we're able to ship worldwide, or we're able to have these ready for pickup, whatever works. And you may find us at a few pop-up shows.
Yeah.
They're a little more difficult for us to do because on weekends, my husband works weekends. So
we have to set it up in
we can't do a lot because it's hard for and Mason's getting bigger. Mason's getting older, so he'll be able to help set up things. But it does with the setup we have it takes a lot of help, and so we're not always able to do the pop-up shows. So that's why sometimes we'll do them in our own driveway. That's easier for us to do, and then we can sit and raise funds
for the Crohn and Colitis
Foundation
and give you good karma.
Yeah. So it's, again, like we talked about earlier, it's a win-win for everybody. So that is the story of Karmatude Candles. And I know it might have got a little boring when we were talking about the specifics on the candles. I hope we didn't lose you guys. I hope you stuck around.
You're a bedtime story now.
Yeah. I know. We're putting people to sleep. They're like, oh, great. Thanks. Bedtime stories. So that's just a little bit about our candles, and they've been around now. It's almost 4 years since we started doing this, and it's a really rewarding business and we enjoy it. So that's a pretty cool thing, I think. So
it's amazing.
With that said, that's the end of today's episode.
The end.
Yeah. So we're going to remind you guys to give us a follow on Instagram at Team IB Determined. If you can watch, you can keep track of Mason and us, all of our adventures, Mason's hospital trips. We cover everything Crohn's related and family related on that page. And you're also welcome to follow Karmatude Candles and watch what happens over there, and we'll keep you posted on the newest candles, any sales we're having or anything like that.
Special seasonal candles.
Yeah, I check it out. I would love for you guys to give feedback and take a look at that site and let us know what you think. So keep listening to us on places like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout, we have a link which will show you all the different podcasts we're on, but you can find us on any podcast. And we also are on YouTube.
So if you want to watch us, and if you are watching us currently, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to be notified every time we post a video, hit that bell.
Yep. And keep commenting.
Yeah, as I've said every time.
Keep commenting. Keep
we don't get many comments, but we have been getting comments. So if you have commented, thank you very much, and continue to comment. And if you haven't commented, please comment that you haven't commented or anything you want to comment.
Mason just wants to hear from you. So we'd love to make new friends.
Future video ideas, things you want to hear about.
That's really important because we have something else. Like next week, I think we're going to be talking about grief with IBD, which is going to be a little heavier topic.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, but I think it's a very important topic. But we always just kind of pick what we feel like. But if there's something that you feel needs to be discussed or brought up, please let us know what you'd love to hear about or what you'd love for something to raise awareness about. We're happy to do it. So let us know in the comments. And if you have one of our candles, also let us know which is your favorite scent. That would be cool to know. I mean, that's hard. People ask us all the time, and I'm like, I don't have a favorite.
It's hard to choose your favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe choose your top 5 favorite scents.
Yeah, that's probably more realistic because obviously, if we didn't like the scent, we wouldn't make them because we make them here. It's like yuck. I wouldn't want to make something that I don't like the smell of. So sometimes it feels kind of selfish. And I tell this a lot to people. These are things that we love. So we want to hear your feedback, and so let us know. if you happen to have used any Karmatude
Yeah.
candles, we'd love to hear about that too. So, yep,
Yeah.
please message us, comment, and keep watching, keep listening, and we'll be back next week.
Keep liking.
Yep. Yes, like and subscribe, please.
Yes.
Like and subscribe so we know you guys are out there. And yeah, next week we'll be back with a little more serious topic, but an important one. And we will see you on that episode. It's going to be December when we're back.
Yeah.
And so we'll be into the full holidays. Yep. Yep. We have a
some
lot of
decorations behind us.
some exciting news to share coming up too. A few things that'll be fun to share with you guys for the holiday season.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you will stick around, tune in, and reach out to us with your own journeys. We are excited to give you an inside view of what it takes to be a caregiver and what it's like to be a patient.
And most of all, we hope you'll maybe be able to play something you hear on here that might help you in your own life. Sometimes life changes, and it's all about how you handle the journey.